Hey there! In this video, we're going to chat about some Shrek fan theories that range from fascinating to downright wacky. These are theories that fans have cooked up, and we've got 15 of them to explore. So, let's kick things off and have some fun with it. Theory number 1: the fairy godmother created Fiona's curse. In Shrek 2, it's pretty clear that she's been scheming to put her son in power for a while. She's not shy about using tricks, magic potions, and even force to achieve her goals. Some even suggest that she might have cooked up the cure for Fiona's curse herself, all to further her own agenda. But here's the twist. What if she actually cursed Fiona in the first place? By cursing her, she ensures that Fiona's parents are desperate for a cure, putting them under her control. Then she can manipulate that cure to her advantage. If she can undo curses, who's to say she couldn't have cast one in the first place? Theory number 2: Shrek's parents abandoned him because he was the runt. In the Shrek musical, we find out that he had to leave home at a tender age because of ogre tradition. But beyond that, we don't hear much about his parents. In the third movie, Shrek even mentions that his father tried to have him for dinner, quite literally. It's strange that we don't know more about his folks. In the fourth movie, he discovers he's not as big and scary as he thought, and it turns out there are other ogres who seem to know a lot more about ogre life than he does. So, did Shrek's parents abandon him because he didn't measure up to their ogre standards? It seems they might have fed him a tale about a 100-year-old tradition of isolation at a young age just to get rid of him. Theory number 3: Donkey is from Pinocchio. It's quite intriguing to consider that he might actually be Lampwick or one of the kids turned donkeys from the Pinocchio tale. He seems oddly close to Pinocchio and often drops hints about a human backstory, like his fear of college kids, claiming he went to college himself, and his comment to Puss about learning to control his donkey behavior. It's a peculiar thought, but it makes sense when you look at it from this angle. Maybe he transformed into a donkey and had to adapt to his new body, which would explain his remarks. Theory number 4: the displaced Fairytale creatures attacked and burned Duloc down. It was once a prosperous, clean, and heavily populated city under the rule of Lord Farquaad. A few years later, we see it in ruins in a Shrek miniseries, but the show never clarifies why. One theory suggests that the displaced Fairytale creatures took their revenge on the city, possibly looting and setting it ablaze. Evidence to support this theory includes the fact that cities typically don't empty out so rapidly without a significant reason. Farquaad's death might have caused some turmoil, but it would take more than a few years for a bustling capital city to become utterly deserted. The miniseries also offers visual clues, with broken glass, furniture, burn marks, and discarded carriages in the streets, indicating a fierce battle had taken place. Moreover, the Fairytale creatures had a motive for vengeance, as they suffered under Farquaad's rule. They were tortured, separated from their families, and subjected to various atrocities. With Farquaad gone and the military leadership in chaos, the creatures might have seen an opportunity for retribution. Theory number 5: Puss was addicted to catnip. Even though he's a skilled and heroic character, there's a peculiar recurring theme of catnip in his movies and TV show. He's caught with it several times in Shrek 2 and 4, and he even gets arrested for it once. Catnip is known to be cats' version of marijuana and could be rather expensive. To support his habit, Puss may have felt compelled to turn to a life of crime, eventually relocating near the big city of far, far away and taking on shady jobs. Theory number 6: Puss couldn't kill Fiona in the alternate timeline, so he became her pet. In the alternate timeline in Shrek 4, something mysterious happens to Puss in Boots. He goes from being a skilled assassin to an extremely obese, retired version of himself, serving as Fiona's pet. But what caused this drastic change? One theory is that Puss was initially hired to kill Fiona in this alternate reality, but she spared his life, possibly after he learned her secret. This act of mercy may have convinced Puss to give up his life as an assassin and become loyal to Fiona as her pet. Theory number 7: Dragon used to be a princess. In Shrek's book, we see an image of a blonde princess, which doesn't match Fiona's red hair. There's a picture of a gold cup and a dragon, suggesting an enchantment. Shrek mentions a princess locked away and guarded by a dragon, but he doesn't explicitly mention the dragon. As the book unfolds, it shows a sleeping princess with a dragon below her. This theory speculates that dragon may have been a princess cursed to transform into a dragon during the day, the opposite of Fiona. Since her transformation was more perilous, no one could rescue her, and perhaps the curse became permanent, locking her in the form of a dragon. Theory number 8. Technically, Shrek is king of Duloc. At the end of the first Shrek movie, Lord Farquaad claims to be king after attempting to marry Fiona. However, earlier in the story, it's stated that he needs a queen to become a king. When Farquaad is devoured by the dragon and Fiona marries Shrek, the priest seems to pronounce them both king and queen. This implies that Shrek, in theory, should be the rightful king of Duloc after marrying Fiona. However, they don't seem interested in pursuing that claim and move on from the kingdom. Theory number 9. Fairy godmother made sure the cure for the curse would only work if her son was involved. It's curious that Fiona turns back into an ogre after her kiss with Shrek, despite being told that the kiss would break her curse. In the second movie, it's revealed that the fairy godmother had a deal with Harold to place her son on the throne. Fiona's parents are shocked by her ogre transformation when she returns with Shrek, indicating they may not have known about this stipulation. This theory suggests that the fairy godmother deliberately ensured that the cure for the curse would only work if her son was involved, possibly as a backup plan and a hidden twist to thwart Fiona's happiness. Theory number 10. There's a good reason why Pinocchio wears women's underwear. Some fans suggest that it's because he's a wooden doll with no male genitalia, making women's panties a more comfortable fit. This humorous theory offers a straightforward explanation for the unusual choice of underwear for Pinocchio. Theory number 11. Fairy godmother is responsible for turning Donkey from a human to a donkey. There's an intriguing connection between donkey transformation and Pleasure Island in Disney's Pinocchio, where boys are turned into donkeys after indulging in vices and drinking beer. This theory suggests that the fairy godmother, known for her use of potions and connections in Shrek 2, might have been behind the provision of the transformative potion. She could have used her ties with Far Far Away's underworld to create the Pleasure Island scheme, including donkey transformation. The memory-erasing effect of the laced beers could have been a safeguard to prevent the donkeys from revealing their true nature, thereby protecting the fairy godmother's secret involvement. Theory number 12. Fairy godmother created the evil queen. This theory proposes that the fairy godmother promised the queen her own happy ending but deceived her, giving it to Snow White instead. This manipulation could have fueled the queen's bitterness and paranoia, eventually leading to her transformation into the evil queen. The theory suggests that the fairy godmother might have played a role in creating a classic Disney villain. Theory number 13. Puss wiped out all the ogres in the Far Far Away territory. In Shrek 2, King Harold seeks an assassin to kill Shrek, and the ugly stepsister suggests Puss in Boots as the right person for the job. In the original timeline of the Shrek franchise, ogres are generally not well liked and are rarely seen, except for Shrek and Fiona, who isn't a true ogress. This theory speculates that Puss might have been responsible for eliminating the other ogres around Far Far Away, which could explain his reputation and the absence of other ogres in the region. Theory number 14. Shrek's storybook depicts Fiona's parents. Shrek's storybook might have a hidden meaning. While it's supposed to foreshadow Shrek rescuing Fiona, what if it also represents the story of Fiona's parents, Lillian and Harold? The princess in the story has blonde hair, unlike Fiona's red hair, and marries a knight, which doesn't align with Shrek's character. This theory suggests that the princess could symbolize Lillian. There isn't much known about Lillian's backstory, but it's mentioned that her first kiss with Harold was by a lily pond. In Shrek 4, she convinces Harold to sign away her kingdom in exchange for Fiona's freedom, which indicates a history of her making significant decisions. This theory speculates that Lillian may have been under a curse herself, and Harold asked to become human in order to rescue her from it. This could also explain Lillian's mistrust of the fairy godmother. The different ideas about where Fiona should live between Harold and Lillian could reflect their contrasting views on isolation and loneliness, adding depth to the characters. And now theory number 15. Shrek left the ogres because he disliked their violent lives. This theory suggests that Shrek didn't fit in with the other ogres because he didn't enjoy the typical brutal activities they engaged in, such as attacking humans and other creatures. His refusal to participate in such violence led to his exile. Shrek's attempts to befriend humans were met with fear and rejection, which embittered him. He then found a liking for causing chaos without causing physical harm. Eventually, he settled in his swamp, far away from the other ogres. And that's a wrap for today's video. These theories, well, some were pretty solid, while others were just, a bit out there. But I hope you all had a good time. If you did, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you won't miss out on future content. Thanks a bunch for tuning in, and I'll catch you in the next one. See you soon.